The other day, my kid said, "Mom, I can't believe you admit that you've brainwashed us." And I said, "Oh, I worked really hard at it." Let's keep calm and mother on. Mothering is way too important to do alone and way too serious to be serious all the time. My name is Christy Thomas, and I am here shoulder to shoulder with you, mothering and enjoying life together. This is the podcast where you can focus on being mindful and taking a deep breath with me and learning new things so you can pause and savor the amazing life you already have. I hope you're having a great summer. And if you're like, Christy, you brainwashed your kids. Of course. I mean, we brainwash our kids all the time. Our kids learned early on when we were teaching them animal sounds that rabbits say toodaloo, right? Cows say moo, frogs go ribbit, dogs go bark, and rabbits say toodaloo. So, I mean, brainwashing is just teaching, but when you're talking to a teenager, they're going to tell you you're brainwashing them. That's just a word that they use. But in this conversation, we were talking about growth mindset. And yeah, I took full credit. I went all in on teaching them the science of growth mindset. And if you haven't ever read the book, Mindset by Carol Dweck, this is your, aha, you should go read this book. Because really what it tells you, that there are two different ways to look at the world. She's got all the science behind it. You really want to read the book. But there's the people who think that you're born one way and you're fixed that way and that your level of aptitude is stuck. That you can't get better, you can't improve, it just is what it is. Okay, that's the fixed mindset. And then there's the growth mindset. And people who have growth mindset believe that they can have challenges and learn from the challenges and improve. So when they put kids in rooms and they tested them to see which one they lean toward, growth mindset or fixed mindset, the kids with the fixed mindset gave up sooner when solving challenging puzzles. Puzzles that actually had no solution, I believe. But the growth mindset people lasted longer in that challenge. They kept going. Even though it was an impossible problem, they tried a longer time. So I read this book back in 2012. I remember which house I was reading it in. And I listened to it on audiobook, one of my first Audible books. And it just really sunk in. So my girls were 6 and 4 or 5, and Lincoln was maybe born. And so it's been something I've been thinking about for 10 years now. How do you help someone see that with effort, that improvements can happen? So yes, I totally take credit that my kid believes in growth mindset. And I've seen my kids live out growth mindset so far. And nothing makes me feel more alive and more proud of watching them try new things. So this summer is our summer of roots, which is getting back to who we are as a family and solidifying the habits that I want them to remember. But growth mindset is in there because it's our summer of roots, but it's also the summer of them trying swim team for the first time. They've never really tried swim team. A couple of my kids have dabbled in swim team practices, but not meets ever. And it's been a big deal. It's a big commitment, and they've just gotten to do 2 different meets to compare their beginning time to their current time. And they've improved so much. And I would be proud of them even if they hadn't had such improvements because of their dedication to trying. But it was such a good moment of seeing, hey, you did the hard thing. You showed up even though other kids have been swimming for a long time. And you've tried and you've put in effort, and you can see your growth here. Because it's timer, right? And then, and then I started brainstorming all the different ways we've tried growth mindset. Growth mindset and trying new things might be one of my favorite parts of active duty military family life. What it means to be a Navy family to me probably means flexibility and rolling with the punches and embracing the moments you have, right? Hellos are better. Goodbyes are tender. With the military family, all those tiny moments are not taken for granted. I saw an Instagram reel that someone was talking about the 18 years you get with your kids. But then the videos that they put in their Instagram reel were all vacation highlights. And the 18 years of memories that I have, like dancing in the kitchen at breakfast time and cuddling and reading books and rubbing backs at night, those are just as valid as some crazy adventure vacation photos. Okay, so a little bit off tangent. But as we live our life, how can we model for our kids that we have the ability to change and grow and try new things? So my kids tried swim team, and then I joined the master swim. That was my promise to them, that we can all try new things. We can all embrace discomfort and expect discomfort when we're trying new things. So in case you are living in the places that I've lived before, I wanted to go through some ideas of if you visit like Southern Virginia Beach area, you should try hush puppies and you should go bask on the beach and try the beach life. If you go up to Maine, you should try to go kayaking or snowshoeing and drink some Moxie soda. If you go to Monterey, California, coastal California, Central Coast, make sure you eat the amazing seafood and just enjoy the weather. Like, it is the most beautiful weather for outdoor fitness. When we were in California, my husband completed an iron distance race and I became a stroller fitness instructor. So California, Central Coast to me is like live actively. Then Connecticut, try all the wineries and the cider mills and the corn mazes. And then we took trains. If you're on the coast of Connecticut or in Connecticut, you're close to trains to New York City, to Providence, to Boston. My favorite children's museum of all time is still in Providence, by the way. And then if you go down to the DC area in Maryland, learn how to do the metro, right? Go visit the zoo. That was a big thing. How many carousels can you go on? And then we moved to Washington State and we tried out driving on ferries and wandering around Seattle in the fish market, hiking. There's just so much to do in every single place. I just wanted to share these ideas with you in case you travel. In Nebraska, we were in Omaha. So Omaha has tons of family easy things to do, like university soccer games and museums and the Rose Theater and the Arboretum. Just do the things. One of the best zoos in the country. And then there's Georgia. We lived in Georgia, and if you are ever in the Georgia-Florida line area, please make sure you try chicken and waffles, even if you grew up in the north and you think it sounds disgusting. And then we lived through a pandemic just like everyone else. And now we're back in Washington, D.C. and trying new things like monuments at night and the swim team and public school for my kids, right? That's a new experience for us. So every time you have an opportunity, you should expect it to feel uncomfortable at first. There was an Atlantic article about kids and anxiety back in 2020, like April 2020. And between the mindset book and that article, it made me realize that I needed to make sure that my kids were remembering that discomfort is part of life. Discomfort is a normal part of growth. And that, yes, when my oldest accused me of brainwashing her in front of her friend and we talked about the animal sounds too, and then talked about growth mindset, I wanted them to believe that they could try anything. And the fact that they jumped into the swim team with some family pressure to try it, right? It was more than what I've hoped for. I'm just so proud of them. And I've worked really hard to have the idea that you can have a failure, a first attempt in learning, and get up, dust yourself off, ask for help, and try again. That growth mindset in our house, I wanted it to feel like the oxygen they were breathing, just a natural idea, something that they never had to struggle with. And in this moment, I'm going to knock on some wood and say, I think we've made a good growth in that area. We've changed some patterns, because that is not how I grew up. I thought the things were fixed. When I didn't do awesome on my AP test, I thought that meant that I was not college ready. Turns out that was wrong. I did great in college. Just some test anxiety. Like, there are things that happen in life that don't mean that you're not okay. It just means that you're human and that you get to try it again. Thank goodness. Okay, for the self-care activity for this, obviously I think you should go to your library and get the book get the book Mindset by Carol Dweck. I'll put a link in the show notes. I'm also going to put the show notes, the link for the anxiety article by The Atlantic from early 2020. But for your actual self-care, just take the time to wash your face and use some nice lotion before you go to bed. Take the time to slow down and use that ritual of washing your face to reflect on what went right that day because of you. I sell a journal with that question on it because I use it at nighttime before I go to bed. And that's part of growth mindset, right? Is it acknowledging where you're coming from and the progress you've made, even if your progress isn't perfect or big, or even if your progress for the day is actually going backwards. And now for the family fun. I regret to inform you of this, but I think you should play the Baby Shark song and do all the hand motions and all the body motions, and then see if you can do it faster and faster and faster. It's like the new YMCA. So just embrace the Baby Shark song and have a family dance party. Throw it up on YouTube. Use, a device to play it, however it works for you. But this is a song I learned way back in high school when I was volunteering with the YMCA. So it's a special song for me, and I love the Baby Shark song. Okay, there you go. I hope you're having an amazing summer. July is half over. School starts in about a month from here, and I'm just tickled that you're here on earth with me, and that you're exactly the right mom for your kids, and your kids are exactly the right kids for you, and that we're all alive together. What an amazing day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Summertime listening is pure dedication, and I appreciate you. Please text us to 3 friends to help grow our community so we can keep calm and mother on together. Thank you, everyone.